Well, we're certainly excited to be at home. We're really glad for my kids because I didn't want them missing 3 days of school, and that's probably what we'd had to do this time of year. There's not much time left in the semester, 2 days next week, 2 days the week after, and I would have hated for them to only been in class 2 days this week. So really appreciate the opportunity to play at home. Obviously, we really appreciate having the chance to play in front of our fans. So we got our hands full, number 16 team in the country. Been a long time since I've gone against a team that has a guard averaging 29 points a game, and both their wing players averaging over 43 points. So, they're very, very talented. Mike does a tremendous job with them. They always have been known as a tough, physical, aggressive basketball team. His teams have always been defensive-minded. They're always in the tops in the country in defensive stats. And they're long, athletic, contest every shot. I mean, they really embody West Virginia basketball over the years as far as how they play and their style. So nothing's changed there. And so we've got to get ready to get after it.
You like to test this immediately?
Oh, man, yeah. Sure. I'd much rather be playing this game this early than playing somebody else that maybe we've played in the past. I'm excited about the challenge for our kids. I think they're excited about playing somebody good. Give us a great, good challenge this time of year. These kids are ready for it. I mean, I keep talking about our youth. It doesn't go away. We're still as young today as we were yesterday, and we just got one more game under our belt. In her sophomore year, she's now played 2 games, each of them in their sophomore years, instead of just, 34 or however many we played last year in their freshman year. So, we still have things that rear its ugly head. We'll watch film today from defense against Arkansas State and try to learn. These two are my best defenders really right now on our team. And they're going to find out in film today that they didn't play very good. And yet they're my best players defensively with the 11 that we have available. And so it's going to be good for them. I stayed up late last night up here watching that film again, getting off of West Virginia and just going back to looking at what we really struggled with A-State. And the good news is these two are involved in a lot of it, which gives me hope that we can fix it, because I got a lot of confidence in these two kids.
How good is Bria Holmes?
29.5 points a game. She's a monster. I mean, she's really good. She's preseason Big 12 Player of the Year. This is an SEC team, y'all, that we're playing. They play like a lot of teams in the SEC. Right? Reminds you a little bit of Kentucky. They're just, they're built like that. And he coaches them that way. Style of play is so similar. So she's really good. Can stretch you, go off the bounce, she elevates. She's going to be playing next year at the next level. So she's special, and we're going to have to have our hands full with them.
Do you have a health update on your 3 seniors?
Nothing's changed. Vanna played a little bit, tried to play. I don't see her playing, Thursday or Sunday.
Do you have any idea when you think you'll get them back? Maybe.
I really don't. At one point, I felt like it was around the corner with a couple of them. Now, I think it's around the block. So, it's just.
Big block or small block?
Yeah, well, it may be a big block, And quite frankly, I've stopped worrying about it. I'm coaching the 11 I got, and they're doing a great job for us. I'm so proud of them, and they're a fun group. This whole group is fun. I hate it for those 3 seniors, but right now that's Mary's team. She's got her 3 on her team. I got my 11 that I'm dealing with right now. We're all on the same team, but right now those kids got to get healthy. That's the main thing. It's not about anything other than getting their bodies right.
Dominique, what's your thoughts about West Virginia? Have you seen film of them yet? What's your thoughts about it?
They score a lot in transition. I know we're gonna have to pick up early in transition because they shoot a lot of threes. I think they made like 11 in the Seton Hall game, so that kind of worries me. But they're, like you said, like SEC team. They kind of remind me of Kentucky.
Are you happy that y'all playing somebody like this early on, kind of let you know where you are as a team right now?
I think it'll be a good challenge to see, where we're at and where we need to be. So I think it'll be good for us.
Coach, not to divulge too much of the game plan, but you said Ketara and Dom are both two of your better defenders. Do you envision either one of them or both seeing time against Holmes?
Yes.
What did they have to do, either one and or both, to be effective against her?
Well, you know, Dom gives up a little size and length to her, but toughness and grit matches. Ketara has that size and length that Bria has. And so, you know, I think you get, and she's got toughness and grit to go with it. So, you know, from that standpoint, I think you've got to try to keep her in front of you. You got to contest her when she wants to shoot the three, and when she goes off the bounce, you got to study that film and know where she's comfortable shooting it from, where she's going to try to finish from, and those kinds of things. And you know, the kid can do it all. She can get all the way to the rim. She can pull up, shoot the 15-footer. She can shoot the three. I mean, she's very good. She's preseason All Big 12 Player of the Year. So they're saying in that league with Baylor and Texas and all those teams that are in the top 10, she's the best player in that league. So she's going to be a handful for us. But I think their whole team does things well. You know, the other night we focused on Gamble, and then we go let number 2 get 14. And I told the team before the game, Gamble's going to get hers. We don't need to let 14 go over there and get to the line, you know, 6-8 times. She leads their conference in free throw shooting. We don't need to let her go off, and then we let somebody else hurt us too. So sometimes it's hard to control as best players. You just try to limit theirs and don't let anybody else hurt you. But, you know, this team's really, really good. Post players, man, they've got good technique, been coached extremely well. They know when to pin on ball reversal, how to pin. You know, so we've really, you know, I'm excited for the challenge, but it is going to be a big challenge for us.
Now that your signing day is over with and you can talk about it, can you talk a little bit about that class and what you were able to accomplish last week?
You bet. You know, obviously in my blueprint and what I feel like you got to have for a championship team, I think you got to have a great combo guard. And in Jasmine, I think we got a great combo guard, you know, out of Harrison Central. I'm telling you, I've obviously coached for a few years, and she knows when to deliver a pass, where it needs to be, at what time it needs to be. She knows how to get to the right angles. She's got that pull-up jump shot. She can stretch it and shoot the three. So she's really she was a target that we identified early on. We feel like she's going to be the best player in Mississippi this year in high school, and so we continue to try to recruit get those kids to come to Mississippi State. Obviously, you know, Jasmine out of New Albany, just real excited about getting her back. We had signed her late a year ago. She didn't qualify. She played for Coach Lovato last year, and really has improved her game, helped them win a national championship, as well as she's getting her academics together and doing what she has to do there, because that's the only reason she wasn't here. So, you know, her game, you know, she's a basketball player. I don't really have a position for her. She's just a basketball player, can score in a lot of ways, but wonderful, you know, personality, personal kid, and she fits in well with our team. So, and then Zion from up in Maryland, you know, again, we need to replace some size and length, and I think she's going to provide that. Her upside's nowhere in sight, and so I think that's exciting for us. She's going to be coached extremely well and extremely hard by her high school coach. Her high school team won the national championship a year ago in high school. They're really good again this year. They typically have numerous Division I signees. So she's going to play with great players. She's going to get coached, be developed, you know, before we ever get her again. And so we're excited about what these three bring to the table. We're still actively in the recruiting process with a couple of other young ladies, but really excited about the three that we've added.
Ketara, talk about your opinion of West Virginia, what you have to do defensively against them.
With the post players, make sure we box out and help our guards when the other guards penetrate, just helping them. Yeah, most importantly, box out and don't let the post players go off. We already have to deal with one good player, just don't let the post players go off.
Your thoughts about possibly having some time defending Bria Holmes?
not get in foul trouble, just contain her. That's really it. Make her uncomfortable
How do you anticipate trying to do that?
by using my length and size.
How about you? Kind of a different length and a different size. How do you try to combat her?
I think just being physical with her, using my size. I know I'm smaller, but just being more aggressive when she's dribbling, I can get in her kind of a little more. So basically that.
Dominique, can be that mosquito. There's lots of people swatting at her, and she can be a bothersome, and Ketara's really not had to step out too much on the perimeter, but when you start playing her and Bree together, even though Bree may be playing the 3 on offense, Bree can guard the other team's 4 player, and it allows her maybe to step out and give us some size out on the perimeter, get Victoria on the other wing, and you've got a chance to have a big, wide, active zone. If you want to play some zone, you can have obviously man-to-man. Ketara's a very good helper. And, we continue to try to get better. As you know, we're a long way from being a finished product. A lot of our problems right now are just dealing with our youth. They're just, it'd be nice to have Savannah and Martha out there, 2 seniors, Kendra, 3 seniors that know what we want to do and how we want to do it, and they've done it. They know. But we don't have that right now. And so our youth is really sometimes, our biggest problem. But that's okay. That'll all get fixed in time, but it does take time. And, there's no substitute for experience. There's no substitute. When we have to play that next top 20 team, we'll have this game to rely on. Win or lose, we'll be able to draw from this experience. And so it's all good. We've just got to keep working and practice and keep getting better. I need leadership. These 2 are 2 that I really lean on heavily for leadership. And so, that's something that's really important with this team right now. But we got our hands full. We're excited about the challenge. I'm glad these 2 are on my team.
Is there the thought that maybe Thursday's game can kind of get too up and down in the sense that they really like to get up and down and push, and maybe they see from tape that transition defense has been something that is still a work in progress with you guys?
Well, to be honest with you, I like my depth. I think he's probably, they may have a little concern with their depth. They kind of played 7 kids. And so, we've been pretty solid with 11 players. And so we'll if it gets up and down, I said this the other day to the team yesterday, I don't know in 30 years that I've ever won a game where we gave up 83 points. If it's ever happened, I can't remember it as an assistant or a head coach. But you know what? I'd take 30 of them. I might be the most miserable 30-0 coach, giving up 83 points a night, but if we're winning them all because we're scoring, 93 points, so be it. I think with this team, this West Virginia team, they make it really hard on you to score because they are long, they are quick, they can test shots. It's hard to get those second and third shots on them because they're big and strong inside, well coached to block out and those kinds of things. So, but at the end of the day, the bottom line is at the end of the night, you want to score 1 more than the other team. And so if it gets up and down, I'd be crazy if I didn't tell you I didn't like my team right now up and down. We look pretty good up and down, don't we? So I imagine they're probably worried a little bit about our up and down game. I'm worried about their up and down game. They do like to get out. They'll go in transition. We're young still. We don't like to talk sometimes. We'll get in the locker room and talk, but we don't get out there on the floor and communicate sometimes. And so, that's where these 2, you try to get them to take it to the floor. And if you just get 2 in practice to do it, it just, in fact, it infects the whole team. And next thing you know, you got a bunch of them talking in transitions. And that's easily fixed. If all it is talking and communicating and pointing out, man, that's easy to fix. You'd think we could fix that pretty easy. So I like our team in transition. I think our team enjoys going in transition. You look at what we ran the other night, we didn't run a whole lot of sets. We were pretty much running our motion offense on the half court and attacking and pitching and kicking, and I think our team is real comfortable with that. So the thing that happened the other night, he tried to play zone against us 4 different times. We made a 3 every time he went to zone.